Hello everyone, it's Jim Okrasinski with this week's lecture video on Chapter 7, Designing Documents and Visuals. I'm not going to move this PowerPoint into presentation mode, so we'll work from here. Having a bit of technical difficulty this morning, so I'd like to get this video posted as quickly as possible. Um, Designing documents. I think it's critical here to think about how offering a simple, uncluttered presentation of the topic is important. Highlight the content structure, hierarchy, and order. You help readers find information easily and reinforces an organization's image in designing your documents. Much like we've talked about all semester long, chunking information, creating white space. Here we'll dive into using headers and visuals to break up some of the text. Much like keeping a concise focus on sentence structure, using straightforward language. Designing a document is critical in presentation of your information. So just to take a look, a quick review of figures 7.1 and 7.2. They demonstrate the benefits of designing a document using headings, columns, text boxes, bold type, and white space to create a document layout that encourages quick reading and comprehension of the material. Remember what I always say. We want everything to be simple and straightforward, and we need to allow the readers to process information quickly because they have no time. So here you have an example of information, numbers, reference numbers, all cap letters. All of this is jammed into one little text box, and it's really poorly designed in the layout. Now to restructure this, okay, um, well thought out design. You're using two columns here to separate the material. We see ample white space around some of the text. The reference numbers have now just been included in a smaller text box. Okay, and each column here indicates what's the message in that corresponding right hand column. So the idea here is now this is completely all broken up, much easier to digest from 7.1. All right, so we could even turn around, and if you wanted to do a one column format, use the items here on the left side as headings with the information below. Would present a much neater and clearer design than in the previous figure 7.1, right? So in talking about typography, the typefaces should be simple and legible. Okay, simple design of sans serif letters, type size depending on purpose like titles, sections, headings, main text, and figure captions, and so on. So you want to use sparingly bold-faced, italics, color, all cap letters. You use those and save those for emphasis. The more you use them, the less impact they will have on your audience. So here on figure 7.3, right? What size should be used for main text and figure captions? Section headings just up 2 points. That's it. From 12 to 14. This might be used for chapter titles if you're writing a long report. However, you want to think about even 10 points might be used for headers and footers. And in fact, maybe even you can use 10 point for captions also. So take a look at the section on typographical devices, which is critical. Other design elements, columns, when needed, left justified. White space critical to designing a document, allows the reader to quickly absorb information. Remember, we talk about stacking, right? Lists, steps in a sequence, materials or parts needed, criteria for elevation, okay, concluding points, recommendations. A lot of times lists can also offer a quick and easy read in designing those particular aspects of a document, right? So illustrations, talking about visuals. Readers' eyes are drawn to illustrations before text. Choose the size of the illustration according to its relative importance to the document. Okay, that's the reason why we had the exercise in the instructions assignment to insert an image in a document? How do you size that image? How does you have the text wrap around it so that the text that speaks about your image is in relationship to each other, so a person can read and look over to the visual, whatever it may be. If it's a graph, it's a chart. It's important to put the text in relationship with the visual. Consider proportion next to the text. Place illustrations where they are more useful to the audience. Place illustrations in and around the text where explanations are found, as I just mentioned, and illustrations provide a visual break for the reader, which also enables quick reading by your audience, right? So, we're talking about our assignment, the writer's checklist for creating infographics. Use images appropriate to the topic and the audience. So, I believe the problem in the textbook talks about lawn care, seasonal lawn care. So, what kind of images can you find? All right. Arrange the text and images in the appropriate sequence to illustrate a process. So once again, if we go back to the assignment in the textbook, you have a seasonal, a chronological type of process, or even it might be sequential in how you want to organize your infographic for assignment number 5. Do not use dated or obsolete images or icons. Yeah, like a rotary phone, if anybody knows what those are anymore. Old modems, right? Use culturally neutral images for international audiences. So you might need to think that depending on the scope of your infographic. This is just for our basic consumption here. We're talking about seasonal lawn care and some of the steps over the course of a year. So the idea here is it's a focused audience, right? Use design elements like a logo, typeface, colors consistent with your company's branding practices. Ensure that all types of data, graphics, and illustrations are uniform in color and design. Use accurate data in text and in your graphics, and prepare the text that is concise and clear. Remember, an infographic uses the combination of images along with the text to convey the message. With an illustration or within a picture, sometimes many words, okay, are not really required. Think about the imperative voice, like when you're writing instructions: short, concise, direct sentences. Cite your sources if you're using any outside information, right? So here is the screenshot I pulled up of the infographic that is in the textbook. As you can see, the text is very limited. We have a small opening here, and then this one is broken up in sections. You can choose to do that. In fact, if you want to organize your infographic based on the seasons, that works for me. However you find this particular, this is where you can really use your creativity. So I'm looking for images that correspond to the topic. I'm looking for some sort of an organization that makes sense sequentially or chronologically through the year. Short sentences, no large blocks of text. So just to give you an idea of what it would look like in a infographic. If you want a pattern after this one, that's fine. You can use your, like I said, your creativity. I'm looking for a well thought out design. So I might have mentioned this when I had talked in the screencast video. There is 2 sites that we can turn around and work with. There's PictoChart and Venngage. I've included the links to both of those sites in the PowerPoint that I have included in the chapter, in the chapter course unit there, in the chapter 7 course unit. You can pick those up. I don't know if I can get this into slideshow here. Can I get this in a slideshow? No, it's not cooperating this morning, and my leaks won't work. Control click. Let's see if this will work. It'll take me to PictoCharts homepage. It will. Success. That's one thing about producing all of these videos. Sometimes it works well and sometimes it just doesn't. All right, so here is PictoChart. It's a free survey. Venngage is the same. You can certainly grab that there. Let me get to my PowerPoint. Let's see, control click again. Let's see if we can get the Venn gauge here. Let's see, here we go. Sign up for free. This is a free software. I have many students who repurpose their arguments in my 1101 and my 1102 courses. They will use like Venn gauge or PictoChart. It's free. Rudimentary infographics can be designed through these particular softwares. Whatever one you choose, it is entirely up to you. So as long as I have an infographic to grade, whether you provide me a link or whatever format, I can click on it and view it. It's great. All right. So the rest of the PowerPoint talks about international audiences, and I'm not going to get into that. And the cultural aspects for this particular lecture video, we're getting close to the 11-minute mark here. So let's see if I can close out my PowerPoint and get back to the chapter. Here is the uploaded PowerPoint for chapter 7. And once again, I've done that within the overview and key concepts here. All right, if you have any questions about chapter 7, I believe there is a quiz for chapter 7 also. That's due at the end of the week. Just give me, just send me an email. All right, so be safe and good luck.